All right, we are ready to get started. As we get started, will you just put in the chat if you're new? Just say, hey, I'm new. Will you also put it, and by new, I mean in the last week, have you joined this business? We would love to know who our new people are and say, welcome to you. We're so glad that you are a part. And also, guys, over 140 promotions last month on this crew right here. Is that not what? Like, think about that for a second. 140. I don't, what's the exact number? Can somebody tell me what that exact number is? Was it 147? I'm trying to remember. Promotions. So if you promoted last month, if you promoted to executive, if you promoted ruby, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, how fun. I know we had a lot of those that promoted, and I know we had some people re-rank and take advantage of that. But what I want everybody to see is it can happen, right? It can happen right now. It is happening. And what a gift we have, really, that in a month and a year that's been crazy for a lot of people, we're going to have people who gave themselves major promotions. Isn't that wild? Their paychecks are going to go up. And so it's super exciting. 143. Thank you, Robin, for finding that for me. That's amazing, Tracy. 6 on your team. See, guys, it's so super exciting. And we are just, I feel like I'm reminded again, we were on a Diamond and Above call with Mark today, and I was like, one more time, just reminded, right place, right time, here we are. And so many exciting things going on, but I am not going to take super long talking because I want to hear and I want to learn. I said I got my pencil ready. And I want to congratulate. So we are going to hear from 4 incredible people tonight on how they work this business. So it's fun. I love these Tuesday nights because you start to see, oh, maybe that person's nothing like me. You know what I mean? Or that person's a lot like me. And you start to just get a concept and a belief in this company that anybody can do this business. And if you choose to work hard and dedicate yourself and really go for it, you can be successful. You're no different than the people on here. So without any further ado, we are going to hear from one of our newest diamonds. Hey, 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 Nita, congratulations, girl.
Thanks.
Man, we are so excited to have you tonight on this Zoom. Will you tell us kind of how you found it works?
Sure. Of course, that was back when I was scrolling Facebook, and Tracy Sinks asked me to host a post for her. So I put up a post for her. As a matter of fact, I did 2 or 3. And that was in March of last year.
Okay.
So, but I just, I watched her, I saw her, and I watched her until October. And yeah, I watched her for 7 months. And finally, I just, I got to thinking about it. She had asked me to join, and, I was just, I'm not sure, that kind of thing. And so finally, I got to thinking about it, and that was the first thing I thought about when I woke up in the morning, and the last thing I thought about when I went to bed at night. And I said, I've got to do this. I can't not do it. So, yeah, I signed up with Tracy October the 29th of this past year.
Okay. So how long have you been in the business now then? Not even 6 months. Huh?
Just a little over 5 months.
That's amazing. And you're diamond.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell us, okay, so what were you doing? What was life like before It Works?
Well, I work a full-time job.
Okay.
My husband's a truck driver, so he's gone during the week. So, just kind of hanging out, watching TV, not a lot of anything, just being a wife and working. I knew I wanted something extra to do, just to make a little money, have something to do. So that was my main purpose for starting It Works.
Okay, I love that. And I love that you're saying you still work full-time now?
I do.
Okay. So so now tell us, you're just, I'm scrolling Facebook. I see Tracy Sink say they're giving away something, or she sends me a message that says, hey, will you host a post for me? Like, guys, you don't know who you're messaging. You could be messaging your next diamond on your team. That is wild, right? So she's just scrolling. She hosts a post. She hosts a couple. So who are some people that have been hosting some posts for you? And then I'm sure she asked you if you wanted to do the business, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
a little bit of a pause. But she planted that seed in your mind. And then you said, you're like, man, I thought about it, because it's something maybe you never thought about before. And so that's the power of the ask to me, is that you are opening something that people have never thought of before, right? So don't despise those little asks of, hey, would you host a post for me? Hey, I think you'd be great at this business. Have you ever thought about it? Like, just doing those. So now tell us a little bit about your journey in the business. You started, and what happened when you joined?
Well, I started October the 29th, and then I went executive and Ruby in December, and I was the Ruby at conference. And then I went Emerald in February and Diamond in March.
Okay, that is amazing. So you double promoted in December, so Christmas. A lot of times when people are like, well, what's going on? But I'm like, lots of great things happen in December. Let me tell you something. For the people who are faithful and work it, there's amazing things that happen in that. And then you said you went Emerald in February?
I did.
Diamond now, did you go to conference?
I did.
I know you did.
I did.
But there is power, right, in plugging in and being a part and around. So right now, the power is getting on things like Tips from the Top tonight, being a part of it, hearing different people's story, and letting that kind of boost. Now, was there ever something that felt hard to overcome? What are some of the things that you're like, for our new people that are on right now going, could I do this? What are some things that you're like, oh, I never did this before? Like, I literally had a DT. I don't know if Belinda's on here. She's like, I posted a selfie. I never thought I'd say that. So it's like, so what are a few things that you're like, man, that was kind of hard to overcome?
Well, I'm not much on Facebook Lives. So I've done a few lives. I've got to get better at that and start doing them again. And mostly it's just staying out of my own head.
Mm-hmm.
I get to doing that stinking thinking, like Mark said today. And, I've had to call Tracy several times and just get her to talk me down off the ledge, because I was just, discouraged and, but over the nose, but I don't do that anymore. I just say, okay, let's just get the nose out of the way.
I love that. Let's just get the nose out of the way, right, y'all? You sometimes
Right.
we tell ourselves that we can handle the first few, but if we don't want to ever face it, that is almost more of a stop than actually dealing with it and being able to move on and do not let yourself get paralyzed by those things. Yeah. Okay, so now what are things like, what does every day look like for you?
The first thing I do when I get up in the morning, besides grab my coffee, is I do my self-development.
Okay.
And my devotion. And of course, I work 8 to 4:30 every day. So I just kind of work a little bit in between there when I have a break and on my lunch break when I get to. And then it's full speed ahead when I get off work at 4:30. But I make sure that I post about 5 times a day.
Okay.
I do product posts. I try to do at least one distributor post.
Wait for a second. Now, I'm going to stop you right there. I know I'm jumping in on you, but everybody always asks that. What do you post at first when you just joined? When you say you posted your distributor posts? What would you tell somebody who's just getting started?
Well, I posted what Tracy sent me to post at first,
Mm-hmm.
Just follow your enrollers, follow your leaders, do as they do, because I've learned that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They didn't get where they are, not doing these things. So.
Right. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you. So you're saying you post about 5 times a day and get your
I do.
post up. You get a distributor post.
Mm-hmm. I do a host a post every day. I post about the giveaway. If I'm not getting very many host to post people to host for me, with the giveaway, I'll send messages for host to post. Okay. I try to get 10 every day. I add friends. I try to clean up my Facebook friends a little bit, people that are just never answered me on anything, to make room for some new people. And I try to interact a little bit, non-it works stuff, just with friends. And I pull up my friends that are new friends that I've never had, spoken to or anything. And I'll go on their page and try to interact. If they've shared something some food or something that looks good, I'll say, oh, that looks yummy. Have you made that? Have you tried that? Just to get some interaction.
I love that. And I do think that is definitely part of the business, is just being able to interact with people. They want to know you're a real person and not a robot, and also not like super fake, you know what I mean? Like all the things. You put in all the actions, your messaging, obviously if people comment on your post, you're sending them a message to ask them to host a post. If they're not a lot of people commenting on your post, then you're taking it the next step further. So sometimes, people will be like, well, I put up the post, but you can't stop there. Sometimes you got to take the next step. If you're not getting the results you want, don't be scared to take the next step, right? And go for it. And I feel like that's definitely something that you are doing and something you've done. What has been maybe maybe some of your favorite posts or some of your favorite host a post to get? Because you enrolled, let's talk about this for a second. You went diamond, but your husband went emerald, right? So you,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. So what are some of your favorite things, oh, you need to make sure you do this one or send this message?
One thing that I found that really works for me, the people that have hosted a post for me, I'll go back and I'll send them a message that says, hey, I know you did a post for me before. I would like to offer you an awesome deal on our Thermophyte X botanical fat burner. I just wanted to see if you're interested. I would love to give you my discount.
Okay, I love that, because I will always go back and ask them to do the business, but you're like, hey, thanks for posting. You want to get my discount on this? That's so great, Nita.
And then if they say they can't afford it or whatever, I'll say, well, okay, maybe you should think about doing the business, if you need extra income. Or I did 3. I had 3 people that I was talking to about it a while ago, just like that, because they said they couldn't afford it. Yeah. And one girl said, well, I've tried things and, this is just not for me. I said, well, if I could show you how to do this with no money out of your pocket, would you try it? And she said, let me talk to my husband.
I love that. If I could show you how to do this with no money out of your pocket. Is anybody catching these statements? We're going to have you, we'll have everybody post their favorite kind of script or post or whatever on the page tonight. But this is so great. Okay, if you could give advice to somebody going for it this month, I'm sure you're going for double this month. What would that advice be?
Just put in the work, be consistent every day. Send out those messages, ask people, because if you don't, somebody else will.
Yeah.
Just do all the work and make sure you do your self-development, because I have learned how important that is. Mindset is everything.
I love that. Okay, before I let you go, will you maybe say a favorite book that you like, or something you like to listen to, or something like that that's just so good? Because you are right. I wrote in, Sherry asked us to write our 3 things that we're going to make sure to stay positive, and part of mine was making sure I have some real Jesus time before the rest of my day gets going, or we're in a lot of trouble at this house, especially when everybody's home. I'm like, oh no, mama's not so pretty all the time and her attitude. We got to get this together.
Yeah. I like to listen to Stephen Furtick. He's the pastor at Elevation Church. I love him. I listen to a lot of Steve Harvey's motivational speeches. He's really good. Will Smith has some really good ones. Any book, like right now I'm reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Atomic Habits, things like that.
I love that.
I try to read about 30 minutes to an hour every day. Sometimes I don't fit in that much, but I try to get in some every day.
Absolutely. I love that. And it's so key what you're saying, because you hear it everywhere that leaders are learners. And that's one of the ways we learn is through other people. And so Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I know I loved reading that. Well, I better not say reading, because I listen to Audible really good.
Yeah.
But and just filling yourself up, because that is key. You will notice as you're doing this business, you're starting to pour out more. You can be a little more vulnerable to everything, so you're like, you have to make sure that you are protecting that. And by protecting that, it's filling it up with all the good when you get started. Thank you so much, Nita, for sharing with us tonight. If you want to share in the chat, those 2 scripts, that would be amazing. And then we'll, under the post, we'll make sure we post those too. But going double, no doubt. I can tell you're just a pull no punches kind of girl. You're like, I'm gonna do the thing, I got this. And so I'm excited. Well, congratulations on a well-deserved promotion. We're so excited for you. And
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Tricia. Are you there?
Hi.
Oh yeah, there you are. Yay. Okay, y'all. Tricia, congratulations, double diamond. So exciting. I know you had some big ahas this last month, but I want to just hear a little bit of, how did you get in the business?
Okay, so I met Rachel. I was going to a friend's Bible study. It was my friend and my sister-in-law and me. And Rachel Needs came once. Kind of met her that way, but then I never saw her again. But she added me on Facebook. I was like, oh, she wants to be my friend. And so then I started watching her posts for a while, and I commented on one of her hosted posts, and she sent it to me and asked me to put it up. And you guys, I was really big and pregnant and kind of cranky, and I didn't do it. And now I feel really bad about that. But just because they don't post for you doesn't mean they're not interested. So, but I watched her for 3 weeks, or 3 months. But like I said, I was really tired and pregnant, and I had another baby. So I prayed about it. And when my youngest turned 5 weeks old, she put up a post that said, if I offered you $500 a month to post on social media, would you do it? And I was like, okay, what are you doing? I want the details. And then I said, yep, sign me up. And 2 days later, I got started.
Okay, so a couple of things that I think are really key about what you're saying sometimes that we pass over, okay? Nita said it too. Tracy somehow added Nita to Facebook, right? Rachel met you in person. So guys, if you're meeting people in person, add them to Facebook when you leave. That's part of adding to your market and growing that market. So if you're just getting started, or maybe you have never really added friends to your Facebook, you've been hesitant about that. This is 2 examples of what happens when you do grow that market, when you continue to reach out, and then also you don't give up, right? So Nita watched Tracy for 6 months, 7 months before she joined her. Tricia's saying 3 months before she joined her. So if you're thinking, man, I put up 1 post and people said something, but then nobody signed. And then I wait a week and do nothing. This business must not be for me. Okay, no, you have to make a flip in your brain that you're going to be consistent no matter what and see what happens, because you don't know what people are thinking that aren't responding, right? Tricia's like, I didn't even put up the post. She's like, so sometimes we're real quick to be like, oh, that person, X them out, but there's Tricia going, I know Tessie's like that too, right? Kelly kept asking her to do things and she never even responded. And so just know, as you message people and you reach out, you are planting that seed. I guess I'm saying that again and again. Okay, so 3 months pass and you decide to join, right? And what happens? You're pregnant? Then
well, I've had her at this.
You're right. Yeah, I remember you early morning power hours with the tiny one. Okay, go ahead. Tell the rest of your story. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
That's okay. Well, so I was praying so hard for something like this opportunity that I had no idea really existed. But I was just watching her story and her bonuses she was earning, and I was just filled with so much hope. And I was talking to so many people like, well, do you think I could do it? Like, oh, I don't know. I was talking about it for so long, but I finally signed up, like I said, and I was like, we need this so bad. Like, we were barely making it to the next paycheck. We were just doing it by juggling things. So I was like, here's this opportunity. I'm doing it. So I just listened to everything she said. I got up in the early morning power hours with my babies. I stayed up late, and I was just, like you all say, ignorance on fire. Didn't know what I was doing. And I joined March 5th. I went Ruby that month. I went Emerald the next month, and then I went Diamond the next month in May.
Okay, pause, because wait, did you guys just hear what she said? She joined March. How many people joined in March right now is trying to figure out, can I do this? Or how many you joined 2 days ago and you're trying to figure out, can I do this? You went Ruby that month, okay? And then in April, you went Emerald. That's almost $1,000. That's amazing in a paycheck, okay? And then, so 3 months. So how many people are still going for that $15,000 bonus right now, right? We're going for that within 3 months. Yeah, Virginia, I see you in there. Joy, absolutely. Okay, you did it, Tricia, just by doing all the things, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just by
So Diamond by May. Perfect. I love it. And then
so you mean after I went Diamond?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I had a lot of like learning and growing and figuring out like how to be a leader after that point. And I was always working for my next promotion, but it was just kind of like I was just trying to keep my Diamond, and I was always keeping it, but I wasn't really advancing. But then in January of this year, I heard Kelly Brown talking about the book, The Circle Maker. And that book was life-changing. I read it. It changed my belief. It taught me how to pray prayers that honor God and are really big. And I just decided this March that I was doing it, that it was happening this month. Just like you guys say, we just decided.
I love that. Keep going.
So March 23rd, I did my chart, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I updated it. And I was like, wow, I'm getting really close. And like I got so excited. March 24th, I started getting, I prayed a prayer to God and said, please help me do this. I want to do it in the middle of this pandemic when there's not much hope right now. And I want to give you all the glory and show people like how big you can be right now. So, and I told him, and if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. But so then I got to work, I prayed a big prayer like it depended on him, and then I got to work like it depended on me. And March 24th, I was so excited, and I started having LCs message me that they needed to cancel before the next day, and I was like, wait, what's going on? That's not how this is supposed to go. But it's okay. I kept working. The 25th hit, everything updated, and I was 3,818 away. And I was like, we can do this, guys. So I just got to work with my team. Like, they all wanted to go for it. I wanted to go for it. They worked so hard, and I worked so hard. And I drew a little mountain, and I put the number in it. I wrote a prayer up top, and and every time God would show up, I would mark off that number, and I put the new number. And and I just prayed hard and worked hard.
I love that. That's a great business plan. I'm gonna pray hard and work hard. Because that's really, I will always say, like, this has been such a great tool that the Lord has put in my hands, and it's from Him, and it's a gift from Him, and I'm going to work it because it's from Him. And so, I love that you're saying that, and that 3,000, you know what? Some people, they sit at 3,000 and they're like, I love what your mindset was, because there are people who be like, oh man, I'm still 3,000 away. And they might say that on the 25th, but you're like, I'm only 3,000 away. Like, so much of this business is perspective. It really is. And if you can have the right perspective help carry you through, you'll be amazed at what you can do, because you can do more than you really realize. Okay. So what does every day look like? Because you still have 2 babies.
Yeah. So a lot of my days, they're pretty much crazy. I never, I don't have a set schedule or anything. I always do self-development. I never, ever would have made it here without self-development. And I just love it. I love growing, and I love getting closer to God. So that's usually every day starts with that, whether my girls are already awake or they're not. And then next, I always connect with my team. Before I had a team under me, I was blowing Rachel up all the time and just connecting with my team. And then host to post. I do so much host to post. I'm following the trackers now, and my goal is like 10 a day. But when I was pushing for that promotion, it was more like 20 to 30 a day, because, I started my follow-up list. And when I get 20 to 30 up, I have a lot more people that I'm talking to. So, and that's what I needed. And then I plug in all the time. I'm so grateful for Tips from the Top, because 2 weeks ago, I kind of got out of the habit of following up, even though I knew I needed to do that. And all the girls said they got their promotion because followed up. So I started following up a lot. And I was just so grateful, to be able to plug in like this and hear those things. And then I post 3 to 5 times a day. I tell my personal story, how I got here, why I needed the business, and what the business has done for me. And then, I post like just about my life, so my audience stays connected, and then my product post, and all of those.
I love it. Yeah, you're doing all the things. And so much of it is doing all the things. And we are all capable of doing all the things. My pastor always says, you can do anything you feel is important enough to do. So let that sit for a second. Because sometimes we can be like, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe I can't really do that right now. But I'm like, that always gets me. I'm like, oh, I can do anything that I feel is important. And it's true. If something's important enough to do, you will do it. And you can find places to do that. And so I love that. I know someone said, what is self-development? Self-development is doing things that just grow you as a person, whether it's watching, like sometimes even being on here, tomorrow you could rewatch the recording if I get it up in time. But that could be part of self-development. Listening to worship, reading a book, so many great things. Okay. So hopefully I answer that question. Tricia, if you're talking to somebody who's going for a promotion right now, what would you tell them?
I would tell them it can happen. Just like she said earlier, get out of your head, because I can't tell you how many times I talked myself out of things, and it can happen. You just have to believe it. And then I tell them to get super busy with the host to post. and just stay connected to your team because you're doing it together, and it's just so important to work with your team because their goals are the same as your goals. And that was something else I was praying for, was friendships, and I didn't know that this was going to answer both those prayers. But yeah, and then follow up for sure.
I love that. Oh my gosh, Tricia, I just want to like put you in a little box and like keep you like at my house. Anyways, you're so precious. And so strong at the same time. I can tell that your joy and your dependence on the Lord is what makes you so powerful. And that's a beautiful thing to see. And so we're excited for you. Congratulations. Well-deserved, well-earned. And I know you're not stopping here. I know you're going to keep on going, and we are cheering you on every step of the way. And it's so great. And I'm so glad that you talked about just plugging in and being a part, because that is really key. I know when I find myself stepping back, that's when my fire starts to go out. And there's so many, I just love this team. I'm always learning. Like the last few weeks, I'm like, okay, well, here's a follow-up message. Here's another script. Here's another thing. And so, but you're amazing. Thank you so much. And we're taking everything that you're saying to heart, right, y'all? We're doing this thing. Okay, Robin and Dave, I'm looking for y'all. Give me a second here. There we are. Okay.
Hey.
Congratulations, y'all.
Thank you.
So exciting. So exciting.
So exciting.
Very, very exciting, and well-deserved, you two. Well-deserved for sure. So congratulations on doing this promotion, and your daughter having a promotion too. I know she's watching the replay. Congratulations. We're so excited.
Yep.
For sure. Okay, so real quick, I know that you've shared before, but tell us how you got to be a part of this business.
So last year, well, to start a little bit further back, we lived in Europe for 17 years because of David's job. And I had always worked before I moved to Germany, but when I moved to Germany, I couldn't speak German. So I was a stay-at-home mom, and that almost killed me because I had been used to working my whole life. And so that's just kind of how it went when we were there. And then we came back to the States last year in January. And we had been working in ministry for quite some time. So we had a lot of people on Facebook that we didn't really know. And one of those just happened to be Danielle Boyle. And so it was really interesting because it was like in April of last year, Danielle had sent a message about Thermophyte X. And so I had noticed her on Facebook. I had actually been like watching her for probably 2 years. We're guessing about 2 years. I had been seeing her post and different things, but I had been involved in a lot of different network marketing companies before. Nothing ever worked. Like I never made any money. And so I was really skeptical about joining her. And so when she sent the message about the Thermophyte, I was like, okay, well, you know, why not try it out? It was really important to me that it was natural. And so I bought the Thermophyte, and that's when it was on back order. And so we were waiting on the Thermophyte, but through that, I started seeing her posting about the job. And so I got curious, and I started stalking her Facebook, and I'm like seeing all these different things, like they owned a beach house and they were making, you know, tons of money. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like there's something to this. And so I had written her, and I'm like, hey, like I've seen that you're hiring, and I'm really interested, but I'm a little bit like unsure because I've tried these things before. And so, you know, if you can promise to help me be successful like you are, I promise I'll do what you tell me. And so I was the one that approached her. I was very, very open, and I was really willing to do what she told me. And so I joined the business. It was like, I think it was like the second week of May. And I didn't really do too much, probably for like a week. And then I just started going for it. Like, I was like, tell me what to do next, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And that's when the promotions were going on last year, and it was 10,000 to rank up to diamond. And she's like, come on, you can rank up to diamond by the end of May. And I'm like, I don't know. I've only been in for like 2 weeks, And so I actually ranked to ruby by the end of May. And I thought the promotions were over, but then they extended them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably going into your next question, but
Keep going. Well, again, it's just another point of, you don't know where you're planting seeds right now. You don't know who's watching you, who's paying attention. And I love that you talked about, and I think Danielle is so good at this, just telling her story, right? Like, people will go back. And so whatever your story is now, people are interested in it. Okay.
yes.
Like, I know you can hear, sometimes I hear people go, well, I'm just home with my kids. Well, now we're all home with our kids. Like, okay, everything's a mess all the time now. So everybody's welcome to your world. In my world. But like, we look at things, but you're not the only one in your situation. And, when you have like a why you joined, like, I was interested. I was searching for something. I hated not having a job. How many I don't mean to be offensive in any way, but I'm like, there are lots of stay-at-home moms out there going, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And I'm going crazy, and I need friendship, and I need social interaction. And this has actually been a huge gift to that.
Right.
So all I'm trying to say is, make sure you tell your story. Make sure you're sharing some of the things you're getting out of the business. Some of it's financial, some of it's friendship, some of it's purpose. Like, there's so many areas that you are getting out of this. And so when somebody goes back and they look at it, they're like, oh, well, they're not just blasting money, but that bonus would have been cool to have too. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that house is beautiful, but oh, they're getting to do this mission trip too. And they're getting, like, you start seeing how it's woven into all of our lives. And so I love that. Anyways, okay, so you joined, and now you're going for it. So keep talking.
Well, I should just back up really shortly, because part of the reason I joined was because I was looking for purpose, because I had been at home for so long, and I just knew that, like, God had had created me for more than what I was doing. And because we had done ministry, our hearts were really on doing mission work. And because David is an airline pilot for the German Airlines, well, up until today, but that's another part of the story. But
presidential, here we come, ambassador, here we come. We're doing this thing. Okay, keep going.
So like, I was looking for purpose, but we were also looking for a way that we could do like more mission work, because that's just where our hearts are. And this was a perfect opportunity that we didn't even realize when we stepped into it. And it was literally like God would just dropped it into our laps. It was the craziest thing. And he was just like, when I joined, he was in Germany. He was working in Germany. He still works there. And I had already been chatting with Danielle, and I'm like, so I wrote him, I texted him, I'm like, guess what? I'm going to join this business. And he's like, not another one. And I'm like, yes, I think there's something to this. And I go, I really think that we should do this. And he was like, okay, whatever. And I said, well, that's good, because I already joined. So I had actually already done it before.
Well, not only that, she signed me up as a distributor, not even know.
You're like, oh, I joined too, not just you. Okay.
Like, where's all the emails I'm getting?
Okay, so Dave, tell us a little bit about that. Like, when did it switch for you? Because I feel like when I met you in person, you're like, I love this bit. Like, I'm all like, you went from, oh boy, here we go again, to, of course, I feel like you're the kind of guy that you're going to support your wife no matter what kind of thing. But something obviously flipped for you.
Probably when I went diamond the next month.
Well, and there's a lot of reason for that. But she was talking with Danielle. It was a really great chemistry right there to see how Robin was building up a relationship with somebody else. That's really key, like you just said, and that's how we lead our team. And we'll get to it maybe a little bit later. How it is family. It's just not blunt work, money, and that's it. It's family, it's relationship. And so I was starting to see this between Robin and Danielle, that there was a relationship. She was working, she was staying busy. Things were just starting to get more healthier for her. And not only that, the $1,000 bonus last year, the rank up bonus. Now that's a little bit of a, bells for even somebody like me. Goes, I don't even know if I got a bonus like that with my line of job. But oh, come on, we're selling Thermofite X here. It can't be. And so, but then I was starting to see how that progressed. And like Robin was saying, she was 2 weeks in and she went ruby. And as far as I know, she didn't even see the emerald. It just went from ruby to diamond. And so what happened was she was just working, and I see these things unfold. She was busy, she was happy, more balanced. There was a purpose. There was money coming in. Self-esteem wasn't an issue anymore. The relationship to Danielle, and then Ben came in, who's Danielle. Well, the problem with Ben is Danielle's husband and BFF, but my BFF now too. So we all have to share Ben. It's really a problem, right, Ben? But then the relationship started with him and us two also, just like with your husband too, right? And I'm just like all these guys out there. And so I was just, wow, this is kind of cool. What is happening here, that this is not only money-making business, but it is more than that, so much more. And so that's when I switched and started coming more in, joined it, and just listened into all of that. And it started changing me too. In fact, it started teaching me a lot of things that I had to work on my personality, and a lot of things that were good I could put in good use into, just like Robin did. And other things that were not that good, I was like, whoa, okay. So that was really amazing. So it started switching. I would say about 3-4 weeks in, I started coming in more and more.
I love that. And I love that you're saying that. I think that is something, honestly, that Mark and Cindy pray for the business, that this is so much more than just something where you make money, but really, really like a family. They want it to be like that. That's their prayer for it. And just the support. And again, that purpose and also the ministry of this business. I mean, it's everywhere. Okay. So, so you go Ruby, and then in May, you join in May, you go Ruby, and then June you go, it's June, right?
Well, what had happened was, so the kids were out of school at the end of May, and we jumped on a plane and we flew back to Germany. And that's when I told my daughter, I'm like, you're joining this business. And she had the same attitude like he did. She was like, we've tried this before, it hasn't worked. And then all of a sudden I find out that the bonuses have been extended. Mm-hmm. And so, because I kind of already had this kind of relaxed attitude. But then when I heard that, I was like, oh no, we're going for this. And so the thing is, and this is one of my points as to how I could give advice to you all out there that want to promote, is you have to set priorities. And so we end up in Germany. We're there to visit my daughter. We're there to do vacation. And we had planned a road trip through Italy. And so, but we booked anything, but we had planned it in our heads, and that's what we were planning on doing until they extended the bonuses. And it was like, okay, do we go diamond and get the bonus, or do we do the road trip through Italy? And so as hard as it was for everybody to make this decision, we actually decided to postpone the road trip through Italy and go for the diamond rank and the bonus. And it paid off. We just went all in 100%. He learned how to do the charting during this time. So he was learning how to chart, and I was just deep immersed into the business. Yeah. And doing everything that I could to sign up everybody I knew, and just going full force with it. So we did go diamond at the last day of June.
Which is exciting, from Ruby all the way to Diamond. So how many Rubies right there are going, man, if I make the choice in April to go Diamond, you can.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I love that. And that's the other thing too. I know some people are like, I need to understand the charts. Well, let me say something really quick. Charts are important, but if you're not enrolling, the charts don't mean anything. So you have to, at the end of the day, if you want to make money in the business, right? You have to enroll all customers and you have to enroll distributors. And that's what you were doing. Okay. So you go diamond. Now take us to the next little part.
Well, and just to throw in there real quick, I really didn't know what I was doing. I just did what I was told. I literally did what I was told. I didn't understand everything. I didn't need to understand everything. I just needed to know how to get from point A to point B. And that's what I did. And I didn't ask a lot of questions other than, how do I do this? Like, tell me the steps. But I didn't try to, reason or, make sense out of anything. I just went full force. Yeah. And so yeah, we went diamond at the end of June. And then we actually started doing a lot of Zooms with our team because we had so many people coming in. We had so much volume, so many people coming in, and we just got like super hands-on with our team. And it grew and it grew. And then by the time August hit, by the end of July, 1st of August, we were double diamond. Mm-hmm. And so it was just by putting in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing that we did with diamond. We just did it more. And we just stayed super focused. We didn't watch television shows. We didn't do a lot of like fun. I mean, we do fun stuff here and there. Don't get me wrong. We don't lock ourselves up in our bedroom and work 24/7, but prioritize the business. Mm-hmm. Like, we make it a priority, and we've sat our kids down and we've told them, you guys, this is what is going to make our dreams come true. This is what is going to allow us to do mission work. Mm-hmm. And they are teenagers, but they have their needs too, especially our son, because he's the baby. He's turning 15 tomorrow, but he's been kind of heartbroken over this over the past several months. But I think it's really important, especially if your kids are a little bit older and they understand it, that you just try to be really open and explain, why you're doing this.
Yeah. I agree. So my daughter's 14 and a half, our oldest. And so but I totally understand what you're saying. They have a different concept of it. They have different needs. You're at a different place. We're all at a place in a season in life that something's different, right? But we can make a choice of what we're going to do with our time and what our attitude is about it and what our perspective is about it. So like when you're saying, this is a priority, then what are the things that you're doing every day to be successful?
Well, we work with our team really close. That's what we've been doing since we went from double to triple. We got even closer with our team. We do a lot more Zooms. David is very hands-on now. He still does all the charting. He doesn't do any of the posting on Facebook or anything like that, or doing the orders, but he is very encouraging, very motivating. He does we try to do lives almost every day, at least a short live, and at least one Zoom per week, if not two, a power hour, just encouraging our people, letting them know where they are. And we try to be a family to them. And so that's really, really important, but still doing the same steps. So it's the same steps that we did when we first joined, but more. Of course, now we're triple, so we've become a much larger team. We have more responsibilities, but we're still doing the same actions every day. We're still posting 5 to 7 times a day. We're still, getting up those 10 plus host to post. If we can get up 20 or 30 a day, that's even better. Host to post are what took me to diamond. And we tell our team that all the time. We're like, you know what, you guys, if you want to promote, you have to do a lot of host to post. Mm-hmm. So, and follow-ups to host to post and posting. It's so, so, so essential.
Yeah, I love that. Follow up, host a post, and posting. And I think too, one of the things that you have just said that's really key is you're saying this is what's going to allow us to do. Okay. One thing I just want to say really quick before I ask the next question is if you're wondering what host a post is, we have a whole thing on the units of how to do it. Ask your enroller to walk you through that if you don't know what that is. Okay. They want you to do it. So if you've never done it, go, okay, I need to do this.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about your why you do this.
Why? Well, our why just changed. Our why started out as I needed purpose. We wanted to do mission work. But today, David got the news that his airline shut down. And so our why has been evolving and changing along the way. But we have so many whys. We know that God is in this. He has been since day one. It's like he does miracles every day in our business. And yeah, it's turned into this amazing family. We love our team. We love Ben and Danielle. We love you guys. Oh my gosh, like we don't ever walk away from this company. We're just so, I don't know, we're just so in love with you all. And just the fact that it's faith-based and that God is just where we look. And we know that it's still evolving. We're not really sure what's going to happen now. David, company shut down, but we still have our main focus on the mission work. Mm-hmm. And God always makes a way.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, I think what is really important is, on one hand, what you can learn, like you were saying, the host posts out there, the posts are out there. But I think the other big thing that I've really learned that really helped our team to go triple diamond, it's the team that went triple diamond, is that when you were a distributor, I was telling Robin today, it's really easy to pick up a bicycle and push it, right? So if you are a distributor, it's really easy to maintain distributors, like pushing a bicycle. But if you have a motorbike, it's got to be a little bit more heavier and a little bit more heavy to push. So that's when you are a Ruby. But try to pull a car or try to pull a truck. You can pull all you want. That thing is not going to move. But when you start having a team and everybody's pushing that truck with you, and you're just kind of navigating a little bit where this whole truck is going to. But when you have the whole team mobilized collectively, knowing we're going this way, this is our purpose. And this is what we want to do. We are very open. We say, okay, 1 million people got laid off in California. Can we as a team imagine getting 1 million people into our team? I think so. And so when we start dreaming big, because that's what God has placed in our lives, in each in our lives, and it works anyways. This is amazing family. And so when we collectively know, okay, when we push this truck together, it's much easier than pulling yourself. So it really goes hand in hand. What I'm trying to say is, it's one thing of what to do, how to post and all that. It's a whole nother thing to encourage your team, to give them the vision and to share your vision, to really, work together and say, this is where we're going. And I'm telling you, God blesses hard work.
Yes.
He pays it off. And so this is really what happened, honestly, since conference, I really got to say, it's really changed a little bit. We said, okay, we got to do this together. As a team, we got to push this together because the team is going triple, and this is where we at. And we have changed people's life, and distributors' lives has changed. Yes. How much more can we do? There's so much more out there. And so I think with that path going, and when a truck moves, it's going to move straightwards. A bicycle might fall, but a truck does not get off the tracks that fast when a wind hits. So when we are together as a family, I'm telling you, we know where we're going to and why we're doing this. It's going places.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. So you have your team sitting right here, and you can share one or two things with them. What do you want to give them?
Everything.
Um, there's two things. When people ask me like, what would you like, what could you tell me to do better? The one thing that I always tell people, I'm like, immerse yourself into the business.
Yeah.
You have to go 150% in. You can't do it halfway and expect great results and expect to rank up. You have to go all in. That is the first thing. And don't give up. Trust me, there are times, I'm telling all of you that are watching this, there are times where I've cried and I've said, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't feel like anybody's seeing my posts. My Facebook is ran dry. I don't know. I don't know if I can go on. I am telling you, pick up your phone, call your upline, call somebody that you have a good connection with. But don't give up. You know, get the encouragement that you need from wherever you need to get it from, but do not give up. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, distractions. I'm the kind of person that I put my head down and I just work, and I'm easily distracted. Okay, I am not like I had the same problem in school. That was a lot of years ago, but I was so easily distracted, and I had a hard time learning because I couldn't keep my head into what I was doing. And so for me, it's so essential that I don't let things distract me. And David loves to talk. That is one of the things I have a hard time dealing with. I cannot hear outside noise. I can't, like, when he comes to me, like talking to me, I'm just like, you have to go away. Like, I need to focus. It's just how I am. Whatever it is that distracts you, you have to like get that under control somehow. And that was one of the reasons because we had bought our tickets to go to Scottsdale. I am Arizona. I'm a desert girl. Scottsdale is my city. And we're living in California right now. We bought tickets and we were planning on going, but I looked at David and I'm like, I don't think we should go, because that's going to take away 2 days away from our being able to promote to triple. And so again, that's where we had to make that decision. Do we go to Scottsdale to the event? Which it killed me, especially when I seen all the pictures of you all there. I was just like, ah. But again, I try to not like let that distract me. So that is my two like main suggestions, is to don't stop. Whatever you do, do not stop. And don't let distractions get in your way.
Yeah.
One good analogy is that I learned from Ben is like a deck of cards where you find those 4 aces, right? A deck of cards and 4 aces. That's what we're doing. Now, some might find an ace right away because it's on the top. Some might have to like post and post and post and post and host and post. But then there's 4 aces waiting right away in the bottom, all the way in the bottom of the deck of cards. Either way, God is just determined. You just got to put consistent work and action, regardless if you see immediate success or not. You got to just put it in, and those pockets just open up and blessings pour out. It is what it is.
I love that. Yes, you keep flipping those cards until you get those aces, because they're there and you will get them. And you just keep doing that. That's part of it. You just keep going over and over again. I am so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful for your focus and your laser. I get that. Robin, I feel like you're just telling my own story. I'm like, wait, that's a distract. Who made a noise way over there? Because now I want to be over there. Whatever that noise is, that sounds fun. I'm like, oh shoot. And I was, so I'm right with you on that. Sometimes I gotta just go, okay, here it all is. And but I love the focus that you guys have, and I just believe, the Lord, there is just a special anointing on you guys too. And that's part of why you're here in this business, because I believe you're the type of leaders, even when we talked about it, that Mark and Cindy are praying for. And you're raising up a team that way. And this is a ministry to you guys. And so it's going to, however God uses it. I was listening to a sermon today that just about the story of Joseph, and just how, whatever the enemy has tried to use for harm, God will turn around and use it for good. And I think that's just always something we can all hold on to, because you said it, Robin, there, and Nita said it. And there's times where we get in hard places, right? Like there's times where it's like, oh, can I keep doing this? Can I? And you are faced with an opportunity to grow. And that is one of the keys in this business, is that when you can say, yes, I choose to grow again. And then you're at the next point and you're like, oh, I have to choose to grow again. Yeah, you do. And it's worth it. I promise you. You know what I mean? And you guys have done that. And even hearing Nita speak, she's done that. Tricia, she's done that. You just keep embracing that. And part of that is, gleaning our strength from outside of us and filling that cup and going for it. Like you all went for it. And I know you keep putting it in the Lord's hands too. And so that combination is powerful. So we're excited for what's to come. Congratulations on your triple diamond promotion. We know that is definitely not the end, but triple diamond in less than a year, y'all. What if some of you guys at the very beginning that were saying, I just joined yesterday, what if your story is triple diamond? $9,000 a month income, like that's kind of wild to think about, but it's possible. It can be done. I just loved what you said, Dave. There are people right now searching for something else, and look what we have. Yeah. I still got a bonus. I still got a fast start bonus last Friday. Guess what? I'm going to get another one this Friday. Like it's still there. It's not going away. And what a gift we have. Why keep that to ourselves when there's so many people out there searching? And so that's why we put it out there. Yeah. All right.
Amen.
All right. Let me pray for everybody. Can I do that? Is that okay with everybody? All right.
Yes.
Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for even the 207 that are still on, Lord, who these 207 even represent, the teams that are going to come in, even as Robin and Dave talked about their team that's come in under them, the new people that are joining them, the new people that are joining Nita, the new people that are joining Tricia, the new people that are just joining as part of this business. Thank you for this opportunity that we have to put towards our finances when some things feel pretty uncertain right now. Thank you for giving us these friendships and these relationships that we can feel, Lord, what a gift. Like I keep thinking, man, I have friends through social distancing already. Like we already get this. Like, thank you, God, that you've created these relationships in a time that could be very lonely for people, that we can come together. It's been such a gift. I pray, God, that you would continue, just as your word says, to bless the work of their hands, God. Make ordained moments, God, moments where you create for people to meet, people that were messaging, hey, you want to put up a post, God, there's something so far beyond that you can use for your glory in such a powerful way. And we thank you for these things. I pray a special blessing on Robin and Dave right now, Lord, as they're making decisions, as things are shifting for them. I know their hope and their anchor is in you, Lord, and that is solid. And I appreciate that we all have that opportunity to. Thank you for each and every person. God, keep us safe. Be in our hearts and our homes. We give you all the glory. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right, y'all. Robin and Dave, thank you. Tricia, thank you. Nita, thank you. You all were amazing and inspiring, and I am just fired up and ready to go. Have a good night.
Have a good night.